I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for.
What it do? It's your boy, Dragon Ball Art 92. And I'm back with another BAM! Reaction video. Yes, today we back at it again, y'all. Yes, we're going to be doing a reaction video to God of Destruction Goku kills Ultra Cell. And you know this one gonna be a good one.
Wow.
Y'all remember the last few episodes when God of Destruction Goku was fighting Cell. It was getting intense. I believe the last episode, they both went Ultra Instinct and they was about to go in on each other. So now we get to see the final results. But before we get to the content today, you guys, make sure you hit that like button so that way we can trigger YouTube's algorithm. That way we can be seen by a bigger audience. Also, if you're new here, I just want to thank you for coming by and enjoying content with us today. Over here, we do reaction videos, Dragon Ball, everything, reaction videos. So if you enjoy Dragon Ball content and you like reaction videos, hit the subscribe button. Come be a part of the Dragon Ball Art family today. Now that we got all the good stuff out the way, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Let's get to the content, you dig?
So last time on Dragon Ball Super, Ultra Vegito's actions had given birth to God of Destruction Goku, after the death of all the Z fighters at the hands of an Ultra Cell. And after a crazy confrontation, battling in a Super Saiyan 2 form, the two finally jumped to using their Ultra Instinct, and now, in today's manga, we see the conclusion of their fated battle to change this timeline forever. So our story continues with Ultra Cell and Ultra Instinct Goku finally in their strongest forms now, as they stare down one another only inches apart. One remains completely stern and serious, while the other, just like in the original Z timeline, stands confidently, looking down with a smile. As we get a closer look though, in at each of their individual faces, we see the serious and angered scowl of God of Destruction Goku, as he lets out coldly, "Cell, I've waited 14 years for this moment, and I'll make things right today. This ends here." Ha! To which a smirking Cell can only respond, "Oh, Son Goku. 14 years. It seems you really have lost your mind."
That's only because Cell don't know that Goku's been training in that pyramid of time. In Goku's mind, 14 years actually passed by because it did when he was in that pyramid. But to Cell, it was only like 7 days or something like that. So to Cell, none of what Goku is saying makes sense. And I can understand that. Like, who would make sense of something like that? You're looking like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, what didn't got in your mind? Did I hit you hard? I must have knocked the sense out of y'all.
I must have given you a concussion of that last attack. Never mind though. As long as you can fight, that's all that matters. This indeed will end here. And afterwards, you too will become part of greatness. Just like Gohan. I told you to keep my son's name out of your mouth. Now I'm going to make this hurt, Cell. Enough with your overconfident Son Goku. You may be stronger than what the data shows you to be, but you're still nothing to me. I am the ultimate being. And with that said, the two then resort to their fighting positions.
Interesting how they're able to hold that form even when they're getting emotional, because in that form you're supposed to stay calm and center, not be overly emotional. So
fully powered up and now both coated in the divine aura of mastered Ultra Instinct. Ready, Son Goku? More than I'll ever be. And instantly, with nothing left to say, as if in perfect attunement with another, Goku and Cell in a flash reach each other's faces, with fists cocked and ready. Immediately making contact with each other's fists in perfect synchronicity. And ultimately, the result as expected is cataclysmic, causing what looks like a sphere of pure energy to ripple from their collision, destroying the very ground beneath. For miles and miles beyond, shockwaves would travel, devastating whatever was left of West City. But luckily, with Goku knowing everyone had already been absorbed by Cell, he had nothing to worry about. Eventually, the two would separate, with Goku jumping far into the air, while a close-by Cell mirrors him yelling, "You've improved, Son Goku. You're actually making me try a little. But how about we skip the warm-up and get to business?" Cell! Goku! As immediately, Goku obliges and rushes in with a roar as Ultra Cell does the same.
I ain't gonna lie though, even in the series, Cell was a big crap talker. That boy knew how to get under your skin, just like Ultra Vegito does. You know what I'm saying? So they have that in common. But I wonder where that comes from with Ultra Vegito. Does that come from Vegeta? That's definitely an interesting question because usually Vegeta does talk crap, but not like Ultra Vegito does. And the way that Cell is so condescending, I think he get that from Frieza, the bloodline or the DNA that he got from Frieza. So, but it's quite interesting. Cell do be talking big crap in these fights.
But almost as expected from a battle of two Ultra Instinct users, Goku's initial flurry of kicks are dodged one after the other by a Cell who leaves after images of himself. You call this speed, Son Goku? You feel even slower than before. But as Cell claps back, clawing for Goku's face, a classic emotionless Ultra Instinct Goku dodges right back, commenting, "We're evenly matched. I wonder what will turn the tables." And having said that, again, Goku's next attack too is easily read and dodged by the Divine Cell. Cell, taking in Goku's comments though, thinks to himself, he's right. In this state, generic hand-to-hand combat will result in nothing. Before a cunning smile suddenly encroaches on Cell's face as he says, "But let's see how he handles some more advanced techniques. I'm sure Yamcha won't mind me using this." Yamcha? Leaving Goku puzzled at the sudden mention of his old friend and fellow Z-Fighter. Fang Fist! As suddenly and surprisingly,
one thing you got to give props to the Z fighters is their moves, because if you notice, a lot of enemies try to copy their moves and think that they can do it better. So obviously they respected what the move did or what the move can do potentially. So you got to give the Z fighters their props for their creativity when it comes to how they utilize their ki. Real talk.
Cell reveals Yamcha's signature attack, rushing in at the Saiyan with the ferocity of a rabid beast. This time, with the speed and unusual movement of the attack, Goku this time is forced to defend, as he thinks, "In a while since I saw that move, why does Cell use it even better than Yamcha?" And feeling pressured, Goku then suddenly vanishes to gain some distance, as Cell, still in his Wolfang stance, taunts him. "Haha, what's wrong, Son Goku? Not equipped to handle the power of your friend? You know, Yamcha's abilities aren't too bad when in the hands of a god." but Goku, looking on disapprovingly, stares down Cell and replies, "I've met gods, and you're nothing like them, Cell. You're not even worth using Yamcha's moves. All you are is a cheap copy, and that's all you will ever be." Oh, that one actually hurt my feelings, Son Goku. Fine. If I'm not worthy of Yamcha's moves, then how about I try someone else? And with that, Cell then places 2 fingers on his forehead in a familiar fashion as he continues, "Someone I could call almost a brother. And according..."
I ain't gonna lie though, bro. As far as the abilities goes, I gotta give the Namekians they props, bro, because they have some of the most, I'm gonna say, reliable techniques that a fighter can use, bro. The regeneration of your body parts, bro. You know, they also have the ability to get stronger, their ability to fuse with each other. You know what I'm saying? Their ability to manipulate magic. You know, they're pretty dope species, bro, if you really sit down and look at it. You know what I'm saying? But just like all the characters in Dragon Ball, bro, they all have their special gifts that make them really special to the series. But the Namekians, bro, real talk, bro, real special beings.
to my data, more of a father to little old Gohan than you ever were. Tell me how this one compares. That's... Leaving Goku in a state of shock as he begins to recognize yet another move. As Cell then begins roaring in a low tone, concentrating a vast amount of energy straight to his fingertips until... Special Beam Cannon! Instantly, with 1/10 the load time of the Namekian, firing off Piccolo's signature and most powerful move with ease, as faster than a bullet, the overpowered beam then rushes through the air, as deadly as ever, and now amplified by a strange electricity. Even Piccolo's moves! This one moves so much faster than his though! This is bad. I don't want to end up like Raditz again. Why you? As immediately, Goku then appears behind the bio-android and yells out, "You may have my friend's power, but your aim is nothing like his." Instantly angering the cocky and narcissistic Cell, who grumbles back,
My thing is, right, if they both in Ultra Instinct, right, what makes them think that any of their moves are actually going to work against that type of counter? You know, they got to think even more clever, you know, beyond Ultra Instinct in order to defeat each other, because it's like a pointless fight if none of their moves are landing because they have so superb dodging skills. You know what I mean? It's insane. You know, so it's going to take one of them to be able to, you know, go to the next level in order for the fight to be able to be ended, because it's going to take a superior power to end either one of those, especially if you're evenly matched. And it's not like they had some type of Super Saiyan evenly matched, because then they'd be having their hits land on each other. You know what I mean? And then it's about who has the most stamina compared to who can take the most damage or who can give the most damage. In this case, neither one of them taking damage, bro, because they got that superb dodge skill. Ain't none of their attacks landing. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to it.
"Son Goku, how dare you talk like that to her? God!" Immediately spinning around with a right hook that catches Goku completely off guard with its speed, power, and ferociousness, sending the God of Destruction flying almost as fast as the Special Beam Cannon, straight into a nearby rocky face for a devastating crash. It's not long after, though, that a damaged and bruised Goku then just barely lifts his torso from the ground, and with just one eye open, looks up saying, Maybe he does hit harder than Beerus after all. Aha! He's so much stronger than we thought. He seems to just be getting stronger. Wait a minute. Where is he? What little did Goku know, with his obscured vision, Ultra Cell was actually high up in the sky and curiously placing his hands in a familiar position. And suddenly, from Cell's own sight, we see within a triangular formation, Son Goku has...
I guess I was kind of wrong, but it seemed like Cell got the upper hand right now. Let's see what he gonna do with his opportunity right now. Because if he can't execute on this opportunity, that's a potential loss.
Has been zoomed in on like a sniper, setting his sights. What? No way! Is that Tien's? Tri-beam cannon! As yet again, Ultra Cell makes perfect use of one of the slain Z-Fighters' techniques. This time, using none other than Tien Shinhan's Tri-beam, which so ironically was used against the main timeline Cell in identical fashion. And just like that, the incredible move made famous by the Triclops rains down in an instant with unbelievable force. In its wake, leaving a perfect square burial site imprinted into the earth, now scorched and smoking from the heat of the blast. Nothing seems to stir until... Goku once again reappears, this time even more...
Hey, Goku survived that. That boy's a savage, bruh. And he's strong. He's very durable. You know what I'm saying? Cell did hit him, though. Cell caught him. I'm just surprised that Goku ain't down and out. He's like, I ain't giving up. So obviously, Goku hiding something. Let's see.
More damaged and holding onto his arm, levitating slowly up the air, until with a soft thud, he lands finally on the ground above. His chest, now scratched up, also reveals now even his God of Destruction garb has been destroyed and ripped off in the process. And left staring at the ground, seemingly beaten, is a base Goku, who can only think to himself, It's no use. He's way too strong now. I can't do this. He's the best parts of all of us. Even me. Just what am I supposed to do, guys? As a completely alone Goku seemingly begins to mentally try to talk to his deceased friends, as if slowly losing his own mind. But meanwhile, with no fear in his heart, Cell just confidently lands near the defeated Saiyan and asks with a smile, "What gives, Son Goku? Don't tell me you're giving up already. This was just getting fun. Hurry up, transform for me again. Make your hair longer, or change its color. Whatever you foolish Saiyans like." But Goku just continues to look forlorn in silence, not uttering a word in reply to the battle-ready android who'd literally been born for this one moment and battle with Goku. What are you doing? Was that truly your limit? This is the Son Goku I became perfect for? Pathetic. Fine. If a coward's death is what you desire, then so be it. Die by one of your enemy's moves this time. As immediately, in a fit of rage, Cell fires off nonchalantly a death beam straight out of the repertoire of Frieza, the same move that had ended the lives of so many in the past. And instantly, just like that, the beam shocking...
Well, obviously, Goku's not hiding something. I guess he's mentally defeated. But it's crazy because it's like, I thought you would have learned the Destroyer's moves and stuff too, bro. Like the whole Ultra Ego transformation. Like, what's going on, bro? Now you're just about to get mollywopped. And it's like, bro, where's your motivation at? You know, you can't doubt yourself in the time like that, bro. Crazy work. Well, I want to see how Goku go come out on top.
Hits Goku's face head on, seemingly blasting a hole right through his forehead as his skull snaps back violently. Cell, meanwhile, being the cold-hearted machine that he is, just instantly laughs at his kill, chuckling. What a shot! Father truly built perfection in me. I never miss. The same cannot be said for you though, Son Goku. What a complete disappointment you ended up. Like father, like son, I guess. But curiously, as Cell celebrates, a strange grumbling can be heard by the Goku who inexplicably remains standing, as the air surrounding also begins to thicken. Now, what were you saying about my son, Cell? As unbelievable.
Never mind. Never mind. I guess he does possess that form. Now we about to see a different fight. Let's get into it.
Goku immediately brings his face back into the picture, only to reveal himself now in the Ultra Ego form. UE Goku has finally been born. What is the meaning of this? Why isn't this in my data? Leaving Ultra Cell nothing short of shocked, as for some reason, though his cells gave him the knowledge of Ultra Instinct, for Ultra Ego, nothing seems to come out. But seeing his opportunity, and with the increased speed gained by UE, Goku closes the gap to be face to face with the android, commenting in his face, "Keep your guard up, Cell." Leaving Cell nothing short of paralyzed in fear as he wonders internally. He's fast, much faster than before. What technique is he using? Goku, knowing that Cell is completely bewildered, just stares into his eyes and explains, "You're pretty helpless when you can't copy what your opponents are doing, aren't you, Cell? Well, unfortunately, though you're able to copy every technique we know, I had a feeling this one would draw a blank. After all, this..."
Yeah, he made a good point, because Cell may not be able to adapt to a situation to where he can't anticipate his opponent's moves, attacks, things of that nature. You know, if you're going off a straight spontaneous fighting, he may have a disadvantage in a certain degree, you know, depending on who he's fighting, especially if the fighter is he has no data, completely no data on. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be an interesting fight, you know what I mean?
Isn't a technique, but more a transformation. A form of special abilities that are unique to a Saiyan. And just like you can't actually become a Super Saiyan, you will never be able to do this either. Looks like you're not as perfect as you think, Cell. What did you say? But as soon as Cell hears this, a ferocious grimace appears across his face in reaction, as he yells back, "I couldn't care less about your stupid forms! You Saiyans can change your hair as much as you want! Black, blonde, or purple, it makes no difference to perfection!" And just like that, backing up his claims, almost immediately, Ultra Cell lands a straight punch right on Goku's face, sending him flying backwards. I'm ending this game now, Goku. As Cell, not wanting to let up, then vanishes quickly, only to reappear once again right behind the still mid-flight Goku, with his right arm already lifted in the air ready for one thing. Meanwhile, Ultra Ego Goku remains with his eyes closed and blood splattering out of his mouth, clearly already in pain until... Tell me I'm not perfect after this, Son Goku! As immediately, Cell lands a devastating elbow right on the spine of Goku, leading to the transformed Saiyan to scream in terror with such a pitch, paint could be stripped from the walls. And in the immediate aftermath, Ultra Ego Goku is sent hurtling down towards the ground with a lifeless body, as if already dead. My, I must say, after your little speech about having this new mystery form, I was a little worried. But this is child's play. Be gone! As Cell finally ends his beatdown by kicking Goku like a mere football, straight into the doors of a nearby commercial building, landing inside with a crash. But Cell, though pleased with himself, knows that Goku is still not finished, and comments, "Oh, Son Goku, I'll give it to you. You're a durable one. This new form seems to be good at taking a beating, but not so much at anything else. How do you expect to defeat me by not attacking? Get serious and go back to your white-haired form. At least that was a little fun for me." But Goku, though still intact, as Cell predicted, is unwavered by the taunts, appearing first as a rising silhouette within the...
Cell don't know what he got coming for him. He don't understand that this Ultra Ego form gets stronger the more that he gets attacked. The stronger the opponent is and the stronger the attack is, the stronger he becomes when he gets hit by those attacks. So Cell is unaware of this, and he's going to keep helping Goku get stronger and stronger the more he try to attack. And I'm pretty sure Goku is going to antagonize and try his best to get into Cell's head to make him upset, to make him want to attack him in that type of way to try to end it, so that way he can get as strong as possible. Then he go flip the script on Cell. Watch.
Dark building interior, before slowly, step by step, walking out onto the field to face the android, and with his head slightly bowed, with a cold and unreadable expression, he slowly raises his head in silence. Until finally looking into the sky with an unusual smile despite his predicament, thinking to himself, "Perfect. That hurt like hell. But just like I trained with Beerus, the more of a beating I get in Ultra Ego, the stronger I get. I'm still not sure if I have enough in me to breach the gap between me and Cell, but there's only one way to find out." As Goku then immediately places his hands together, angling his body as he summons a powerful ball of energy, yelling, "Ah, May! Ah, May!" What is he doing? This chain of events, however, confuses Cell as he wonders, now what? After taking that horrendous beating, he surely doesn't think he wins with a beam struggle with the likes of me? Has he seen the state of himself? So be it. As Cell, just as expected, then places his own hands together, opting to now copy Goku's signature move as if to add further salt to the wound, before yelling out in tandem, "Ah, May! Ah, May! Ah!" Both suddenly and in perfect timing, blasting powerful Kamehameha waves straight at each other, in a shootout that can only be described as familiar, as the land itself begins to part like the waves of an ocean. And eventually the two beams meet and create a truly stupendous beam struggle. In the middle, a perfect sphere, split in half by both sides of their energies, each perfectly at the same power level, it seems. At least for now. How unexpected, Son Goku! You actually appear to be keeping up with me. Your son would be proud. Just a shame you didn't turn up in time to save him. So, which again pushes Goku's anger even further, but inadvertently causes yet another change too. As suddenly a smirk comes to Goku's face as he responds, "Ha! Amazing. Looks like the more you anger me, the stronger I get too. This must be what Beerus meant by increasing my lust for battle." What? Which Cell, with his super hearing gained from Piccolo's.
Now that's interesting. We already knew in general, that burst of anger, things like that give them strength. But anger in general, giving them strength, that's one cheat code for real, bro.
What?
You know what I mean? Depending on the level of anger you can actually achieve, which that's insane. Talking about levels of anger.
Cells responds, "Lust for power. What nonsense are you spouting this time? Don't tell me you still think you have a chance in hell of beating me. Because if you do, Son Goku, allow me to show you. You aren't the only one with a secret. Because I've barely been trying!" As immediately Cell shockingly showcases just how far his strength truly goes, as visibly his Kamehameha wave begins to overtake and swallow whole Goku's own. Damn it! He still had all that in the tank? Leaving Goku panicked, even in his Ultra Ego form, as he finally lets out, "Looks like I was right about Cell after all. He's just too strong. I can't win this one-on-one. Not unless..." But suddenly, out of the same building doors Goku had come out of earlier, a figure shoots out with speed. "Think fast, Cell! What? How could..." And to our surprise and the absolute shock of Cell, suddenly a second Ultra Ego Goku appears right in front of the android, his palm flat and face directly at the bio figure, about to yell the one word that could only mean the end of Cell. "What sorcery is this? There are two of these freaks now? What has Son Goku done?" Leaving Ultra Cell for the first time in the entire fight, now feeling somewhat fearful, unable to figure out what is even going on now as two threats attack him at once. Haha, don't look so down, Cell.
That boy Goku's a genius.
Yeah!
Let me tell you why. Because when he got hit through that building, right, and he sat in there for a minute, he cloned himself while he was in there. That's why he walked out, because he already had this plan. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't sure if Cell had that power that he thought he did. But when Cell showed him that, he was like, okay, now it's time to bring out my ace card. That boy's smart when it comes to battles, man. Got to give Goku his props, bro. Real talk.
But Goku, now loving the change in atmosphere, begins to smile, and in typical fashion explains, "I'm surprised you can't figure out what I did. You must have forgot about my good friend Tien. He taught me this little trick. He calls it the multi-form technique. Splits a perfect copy of myself with a portion of my energy. And what's great is, they can use all of my techniques too." Kai! But before Ultra Cell even has a second to process what Goku had just said, his copy, still in the air and point blank to Cell, finally screams the fatal call of the destroyers. And just as expected, with Cell preoccupied and wasting so much of his energy and resources in fighting the Kamehameha battle with the original Goku, his body, naturally, but more slowly than usual, begins to erase to nothing. This is ridiculous! No! What can I do? If I let this Hakai get me, I'll be erased forever! If I let this Kamehameha hit me, I'll be damaged severely. But I will survive. In fact, I'll regenerate and come back even stronger. Thank you, Piccolo! Okay! In a sudden twist, Cell turns his attention and power straight to the second Goku, yelling out his own Hakai, which not only stops his own erasure, but instantly begins disintegrating Goku's clone too. But God of Destruction Goku, being no fool, planned this entire time, and spotting his time to shine, thinks, this is it, this is my chance! And while mid-beam, begins shouting out, Hakai! Blasting unbelievably the very first.
Now, I didn't predict that right now. That was raw. So that just makes Goku even more smarter, bro, because it's like he prepared for the next prepare.
Wow.
If you know what I'm talking about, right? He was prepared for every obstacle that Cell was going to give him, bro. How did he think that, okay, if I hit Cell with this clone and try to Hakai him, that he go turn around? Well, it makes sense because he go turn around and try to stop his Hakai, thinking that all he gonna be dealing with is that blast. And then when he hit him with that Kamehameha Hakai, ain't nothing he can do now because both Hakai's coming from two angles.
Okay!
You ain't doing nothing now, buddy.
Kamehameha Hakai in Dragon Ball history, blasting forth with all his might, with even the spirit of Team Gohan from the original timeline symbolically aiding in its power, as if the two Saiyans know this is the only way to make things right in this alternate universe. Goku! And of course, with this newly Hakai-powered Kamehameha shot at the unsuspecting android, finally, it begins to erase Cell with speed. His whole body becoming engulfed in the sheer power and size of the beam, until eventually, nothing but particulate matter remains, defeated finally by the one technique that was not in Cell's database. And in the aftermath, Goku, having given absolutely everything he had inside him, instantly reverts back to base by force, his body and mind exhausted beyond belief. As finally, he lets his arms and head go down, but with a truly happy smile, he whispers with the last bit of his energy, I did it. Daddy really did it, Gohan. Then falling flat on his face unconscious on the surface of the planet that he once more protected from utter destruction.
That boy gave it his all, man. He gave it his all. And at the end, it became a success for him. You know, shows you that all you got to do is believe in yourself sometimes. You know, because before he even reached Cell, he asked Whis, should he go back into the Pyramid of Time to train more? Whis told him that was his decision, because at the end of the day, you know, you don't just win a fight by being strong. You win a fight by using your brain as well. And that's what Goku did in this case. He really did a good job analyzing the whole situation and pulling out every move that he could to outsmart Cell. Good job. That's definitely a win for Goku.
But meanwhile, somewhere else entirely, the scene zooms out to reveal Goku is being watched in a crystal orb. And soon it's revealed to be by none other than Whis, who had been watching the entire battle go down. As he peers at the orb and comments, "Well, Lord Beerus, that was far more entertaining than I think even you predicted. But it does seem our future god of destruction may have finally come of age with that display." To which a positively menacing looking Beerus, listening in, responds back, "Yes, it seems like finally Son Goku is ready for me. Time to fight this so-called Super Saiyan God." But that was it for today's video, guys. And if you made it this far, leave me a
That's it for the video today, you guys. And that actually was a good ending for that little series right there. And Goku was able to fix his whole timeline. Well, not really fixed because, you know, everybody's gone, but he was able to get revenge on Cell for all that he's done. So, you know, salute to Goku for that one. Ultra Vegito really messed up in that timeline, man. I mean, he should have did the right thing, but you know, at the end of the day, Goku got a chance to learn these God forms way earlier, should I mention, than he would have during a regular series. So, but that's it for today, you guys. I want to thank you guys for coming by and checking out content with us today. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. And you know the slogan, my people. Believe in yourself, for real, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. Dragon Ball Art 92. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for.